I didn't know that, so that could tell you how much it means. Yeah, obviously you want more wins than losses, but that's funny. I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Pretty cool. In fact, you made that pretty quick.
Yes. Whenever you start 0-10, it usually doesn't end well, but I'm glad that we're trending in the right direction. Yeah, that first year, as we all know, was rough for everybody. So, to be able to, win some more games since that day, it's a good thing.
Derek, I remember heading up into that Kansas City game that year. You were as positive and optimistic as you had ever been, despite being 0-10. Why? What did you see? I know that's who you are a lot, but what did you see at that point in time that no one else was seeing?
I just knew at some point it has to change, because when you do things the right way, it's got to change eventually. And so every single game, I went out there, all 10 of those games, and I thought, yeah, this is the one, we're going to win, And it just didn't work out that way. But I knew that we were building something special. I knew that the culture that, us players had taken on and wanted to, put into this building was special. And, we just, from there on out, basically just knew that eventually it's going to turn around.
Biggest completion percentage in a game this past Sunday of your career, what do you attribute that most to?
The O-line and the wideouts. Running backs picking up blitzes. With the way we're able to pick up blitzes, we're able to hit go routes for touchdowns. We're able to push the ball, on Crabtree going across the middle on a deep route a couple times. Without them doing their job, I can't do it by myself. Everyone gives the quarterback credit and all those things because you always touch the ball, but I give all those guys the credit.
You've seen Marshall Newhouse with the O-line. What have you seen from him? And obviously on the left side for most of preseason, and now working on the right side. What has he brought to you guys?
Yeah, he's very athletic. For how big he is, you can really see it on some of our stretch plays. When he's on the backside having to cut people off, the way he can open up and run. He's really special in his athleticism, and obviously Mr. McKenzie knew him from beforehand, so he knew what he had in him. And ever since he's shown up here, he's just shown us that no matter, it's like everybody on this team, no matter what coach asks us to do, we're going to do it with everything that we have, because that's the culture that we've built here, and he's the prime example of that.
Talking to Jalen after the game about the three-headed monster in the backfield, I said, "Is it better than it was last year?" He said, "Yeah, it's not any offense to take, and it's nice what we have with Marshawn." He said, "But DeAndre and I have both grown."
Yeah.
In what way have you seen those two guys grow?
Yeah, absolutely. Same as any guys from their first year to their second year. Mentally, they can see the run happen before they actually get the ball. They can see how it's going to play out. The game slows down, the holes open up a little bit slower for them. They can see it beforehand, those kind of things. So, that's just running the ball. Now, in protection-wise, they were both pretty good last year mentally, and they've taken another step forward this year in that.
Derek Conley had a really nice debut. What have you seen from him in practice now that he's able to get out there?
Well, yeah, in the offseason, I think we talked about him. I thought he was going to be a good player. I really did. And like you said, you never know till you get in the games. But he went out there, and I thought that he did really well. He gave up the comeback, which will haunt him, because any rookie DB dreams of no one ever catching the ball on him, which is how they should be. But he did give that up, and I just told him, I said, man, I'm going to tell you what C. Wood told me anyway. I don't care if they push off, I don't care what they do, just make the play. And that's the same thing C. Wood would tell me. I'd be like, but he jumped the route. There's nothing I could complete it. I don't care, And that was Wood for you. So I told him the same thing. So as you can see, going into our culture, it's getting passed on from each generation.
Did you ever have any interactions with Terrell Pryor before he was gone, or since then?
A little bit, just through Rod Streeter. So him and Rod were really close, and he would FaceTime him in the locker room, and me and Rod were always sitting by each other. So I'd talk to TP on there and things like that, and he's nothing but a great guy. I haven't heard anything else, but I haven't gotten to spend time with him.
How impressive is it though for him to come in the league as a quarterback and now he's doing big things as a receiver?
Unbelievable, right? Like it's something that people see. They're like, oh yeah, that's really cool, but they don't understand how hard that is. Like to play quarterback your whole life, even in the NFL, make it as an NFL quarterback, and now we're going to move you to receiver and be successful. And not only that, he did it with multiple quarterbacks, last year, which is ridiculous. So I think that he deserves a lot more credit than he just gets.
There are people who scout the Raiders and really started surrounding you, Mari and Marsha, and Sunday it's Crab and it's Caleb. What's it like for you having just this breadth of weapons?
Yeah. It's very nice. And like we said, everyone in the league has talent. I feel like we have a lot of talent, I think that our front office and our coaches have done a great job of bringing that in, but it doesn't mean anything unless we go out and do it on the field. And that is the coolest part to me, is that our guys sat in there in meetings, attentive, ready to learn what's next, what's the game plan. And when we hit this field, it'll be full speed. It'll be all out, everything they got. And I think, it's cool to have the weapons and all that, but the cool thing to me is what we do, not even on Sundays. It's what we do in between the days, leading up.
Speaking of talent, we saw your music.
That's
video.
right.
You could just kind of comment on how long it took and just how it came out.
Oh, it literally took us a couple hours. That's it. All of the takes were because I kept laughing. I couldn't even take myself serious because they had they have like the TV like prompter so I could see it, and I couldn't even take myself serious. But it was good. It was fun because every commercial we do with them, all we want to do is the end goal is we want people to laugh. And if they laugh at me for it, that's good. That's what we want. So that I laughed at myself. So it's all good with me.
You still have the jacket?
I didn't keep it. No, gosh, no. As soon as I walked in and we had our little dressing rooms, me and my brother looked at that jacket and I was like, I really hope that's not the one. And sure enough, it was. But that's all right. We got a good relationship with them, and it was a lot of fun.
So who was the musical inspiration for that? And semi-seriously, do you have a future in music?
Gosh, no. No, it was all just obviously everyone's talking about the commercial, and that's great because it's for the credit union, it's for the bank, bringing awareness for them and all the work they do with the teachers there in the Central Valley. So, that is our end goal. Obviously, people get to laugh along the way, but just to bring the awareness, if I have to wear something silly to do that, it's all right.
Derek, taking you back to the off season when you were rehabbing, and I know when we talked, you said, "Hey, we'd have got to the bowl, I was going to play, blah blah blah." But in that whole time of your rehab, did you at any point think, "Man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it," or were you confident the whole way that you were going to be able to get back to right where you are?
I was confident the whole way. As soon as I woke up from my surgery, I already started to move my toes and my foot and try to do things. I was doing drops, in my bed, laying there. I was already working it. So I believe that when people can come back from something, it's all in your mind. And as soon as I woke up, before I even had the surgery, I knew as soon as I wake up, I would already tell myself, get to work. It's time to get back. And so right when I woke up, I was laying there in my bed, still throwing up a little bit, and but moving my feet, trying to work and doing those things.
Did you, since we're past it now, did you ever cheat? Did you ever go ahead faster than they were telling you?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Now within certain guidelines, I would never do it in a sense to where it would have hurt me and hurt this organization. But I absolutely pushed their limits and probably stretched them a little farther than they wanted.
Anything more for Derek?
Derek, this offense prides itself on efficiency and execution. How does a guy like Josh Norman impact that?
Oh man, he's a heck of a player. Their whole defense is loaded, obviously. And I have nothing but respect for Norman. I think he's one of the best players in this league. But again, like I said, we're playing one of the best. We're playing a young guy. We're playing other guys. It really doesn't matter. I have to go through my reads. Now you're aware of what he can do and where he's at. So you don't want to be stupid with the ball, but you just go through your reads and just play football.